Fortnite, podcast, gaming. We have gaming. There are games. We game.
Minion,
Meow.
Bulbasac.
Eddie. Meow.
Yep, because Eddie's got food in his mouth.
I thought you said you were done eating.
No,
I
I am
want this
eating as
podcast
we
done
do
because
this.
I want to eat.
This is the never-ending podcast. These sequels will not be as good.
They never are.
So Star Wars.
Speaking of sequels,
Speaking of sequels, George Lucas sold the Star Wars franchise and the entirety of LucasArts to Disney. Yay! So we're gonna get Star Wars Episode 8 with Luke played by Mickey Mouse. Oh!
yeah, brand new trilogy on the way. By the way, geriatric Star Wars. This should be great. No, seriously, how are they going to do this? I'm just curious because
It's supposed to be a new story.
I understand it's supposed to be a new story, but is
Who
it
are
going to
the
be connected?
characters?
If you're going to have episode 7, 8, and 9, I'm imagine it be kind of connected to.
Here's
4, 5,
my
6.
thoughts. My thoughts is they're going to probably go with the story of Han and Leia's kids. Have obviously Harrison Ford and whoever played Leia show up for like their little nerds to fangasm at. Have Mark Hamill show up to be Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Maybe have him grow a beard. And yeah, there you go.
Now, while that would be awesome, I don't know whether this would be awesome. Probably the most eye-twitchy moment is
Jar Jar Binks.
what
back.
is watching Mark Hamill come back as Luke Skywalker. Because you have to understand, he's been doing the Joker for the past 20 years or so, and everything he's voice acted in that time, even if it's not the Joker, has been the Joker. So
Well,
can you
sounded
just
like it.
Yeah, so can you imagine Luke comes back and the first time he opens his mouth and laughs, it's going to scar the kiddies for life. I might want to see it just for that. But I think what kind of
Here's what I want to see. I want to see within the first 5 minutes, you see Boba Fett's ship fly by, drop out a little chunk of carbonite with a Gungan thought in it, for it to suddenly thaw out, Jar Jar to fall out, stumble around, and then a bantha to go by and crap on him.
Get crapping on him, just like bust a cap in his freaking ass.
I would like
even
to see a bantha bust a cap in anyone's ass.
Yeah. Or even better is one of those big dinosaur-like things from Tatooine to do the Ice Age on them, where it just stomps on it.
What are those things called? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not that into Star Wars.
I
think
used to be.
I think the only reason I'm mourning this, and it gives me pause, is because, I know everybody hated the prequels, and they weren't the best movies. But I at least understood from a writing and thematic point of view where Lucas was kind of going in a way.
Except for the Metachlorians.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understood because basically with the
Actually, no. This is how I want. Before the Jar Jar thing, this is how I want this movie to start. Just in the little pre-roll to have it end, just like you to think it end, and then before the thing shows, and then it goes by, and by the way, Han shot first.
Yes. But my thing was with the prequels is I understand they're not the best movies. I understand people's problem, but they did cast the Star Wars franchise in an interesting light, whereas people who watched the original trilogy thought of Star Wars as the fight of the rebels versus the Empire, and where the prequels pretty much said, that's in those three movies. But essentially, Star Wars is the story of Anakin Skywalker bringing balance to the Force. And you kind of lose as soon as Disney makes that first sequel, we're going to lose any type of glue that would hold the franchise together. There's really not a thematic glue anymore. It's just Star Wars. Hey, you got a new Star Wars. Would you like a new Star Wars? Here's some new Star Wars. And I
Sounds
understand
like
people.
someone's been playing the new games.
And you get a new Star Wars, and you get this new Star Wars, and you get a new Star Wars. Everybody gets a new Star Wars.
Kind of like Elvis.
Yeah.
Brand new Cadillac from the
And
king.
it's like, okay, I'll see where they're going to go with the new trilogy. But what gave me pause again was when I read about the article on Yahoo about them acquiring it. It was actually said that when the trilogy was over, you're getting a new Star Wars movies every 3 years. Not just every 3 years when it's the trilogy, but even afterwards, a new Star Wars movie every 3 years. Essentially, they're going to turn it into the new Air Buddies.
Here's the thing, though.
And people, don't give me the crap that Disney makes good movies. Yes, they can make good movies, but Disney by itself does not have good track record recently as far as making good movies. Pixar makes good movies. Jerry Bruckheimer production makes good movies. Disney by itself gives us Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3.
I'm going to take that and raise you every Star Wars game released since Knights of the Old Republic. I think this is better, honestly. I'll take it. I'll take it and run. At least they're taking 3 years between each release. We get a new Star Wars game every year, and they suck.
I give it that. And depending on what director you get at the helm of it, like, I'm pretty sure if you get Josh Whedon at the top of this production line, even though he's going to be recording the Avengers 2 at the time.
Yeah.
But if you can get it to where he's doing the directing behind it, you know yourself, Joss Whedon would be able to do it just fine.
Yes, yeah, I understand. I do think good Star Wars movies can be made, but I think if you're going to go forward from here on out, they need to drop the episode. They need to drop the episode prefix from now on. You know, don't even try to tie it in, episode wise. With
just confuse people.
With
Star
Wars
Wars episode 56.
Because if you're going to do that, people don't need to know the numbers. Just give it like a straight up title. Star Wars, kind of like the old Star Wars movies were before they added in the episodes. Like it was Empire Strikes Back. Just have a subtitle, kind of like what they've been doing with Pirates of the Caribbean. I know Disney will try to, on the side of the DVD box, put a number as far as the movie, but none of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies have actually been numbered. Just like the Indiana Jones film. Don't put any chapter, just have a subtitle. Have that be your title of the movie.
Star Wars.
If you're going to go forward,
laundering Jabba's money.
If you're going to go forward, do it like that, and we'll see where it goes. Secondly, get good directors, get good production companies, because Disney by itself, I'm not sure how much I trust you. Find yourself some good directors. It could be good, it could be bad. We're going to wait and see. And those people who say Disney makes good movies and then point to something like the Avengers, I'm sorry. Yes, Disney owned Marvels, but Disney did not make the Avengers movie. That was Paramount. So I'm just gonna wait and see, but I am just nervous as of this moment because
I'd like a Star Wars movie to show us those Bothans that died to bring us this information.
Also, gotta think ahead of time too. Hey, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, we get to go travel in Star Wars land.
I kind of doubt that. They're probably, as far as I at least hope beyond hope, that they have the story of the third game fleshed out, and they've already started working on it. So I could see Disney forcing them to throw Star Wars in, but it would probably suck.
Here's the thing: have you seen anything on Kingdom Hearts 3 yet?
That's why I said hope beyond hope.
There is no hope at this point.
Which no hope at this point. Cartoon Network is losing the rights to the Clone Wars series,
which sucks.
Let me guess, it's moving to Disney XD.
Yep. I'm assuming that they probably offered Cartoon Network to continue to running the series for some exorbitant amount of money that they couldn't actually afford.
People will follow it to Disney XD.
I kind of hope they do, because I hated that series. Hated it. It's bad. Or at least I don't find it fun.
But I'm going to say again about how nervous Disney owning it makes me, because people always point out about Marvel. I'm sure people will point out in the comments about, well, Marvel's not too bad. Disney when Disney bought Marvel, their whole thing with Marvel is, we're just buying you so you're under the parent company Disney wing. Disney actually said when they went and bought them that nothing was going to change at Marvel, that Disney was just going to oversee it and everything would run as normal. Basically, the people running Marvel were still running Marvel. Disney just they're pretty much just under the Disney corporate wing now. The same can't be said about Star Wars. It wasn't like
Well, of course,
Disney.
because that was Star Wars was
Yeah,
George Lucas.
yeah. When Disney bought Pixar, it was so that Pixar would continue making Disney movies. It's still Pixar movies. It's just now there will always be Disney movies instead of Pixar splitting off. Same thing can't be said here because this will be Disney making it. They didn't just buy Lucas Arts. They bought the franchises, which means it is Disney making these movies. It's not Disney bought these companies and still the companies making movies only under the Disney banner. It's Disney is actually making these movies, which
Yeah.
again makes me nervous because Disney doesn't have a good track record as of late.
It's one of those things to where we're just gonna have to sit back and watch. I mean, I know that Lucas decided to take the $4 billion from the deal and put it towards education. So that's a
And
good
you
thing for
get a
Lucas.
school. And
You
you get a
get a
school.
Let's hope.
We're going to teach kids what Star Wars used to be. We're not even going to include the prequels. We're just going to teach them what it used to be. Original trilogy.
Hey, mister, what's this about Gungans that I heard? Pff, you didn't hear anything.
It's Ewoks. That's all you kids get.
Oh, Gungans, Darth Vader killed them. That's all you know. And he had perverse pleasure killing the one named Jar Jar.
Actually, if I'm remembering correctly, Darth Vader during the prequel movies, all he did was use the Force to win breakdancing competitions and then Force choke anyone who uttered the word metachlorians.
God damn it, I love Robot Chicken.
That one was actually, was it Robot Chicken? I remember seeing that from Yahtzee first.
Ah,
I
I
don't know.
remember seeing breakdancing competition from Robot Chicken, so
Whenever you say Darth Vader and dancing, I think of the intro from Rogue Squadron 3.
I remember that.
Everybody just going, hey, maybe we'll actually get a new Rogue Squadron game because those are actually fun.
Yes, they were. Tony Hawk HD's DLC is being delayed until December, which I kind of see as a good thing because I want Tony Hawk HD to fail because it sucks really bad. It's like when you do a remake of a game like that, the last thing you want to do, like do what they did with Halo. They recreated the game. They had to completely recreate it, but they made it exactly as it was before, even in the recreation. Tony Hawk HD changed the physics system. It does not feel like the same game anymore. It does not play like the same game. It sucks. So I'm glad their DLC is getting delayed. I hope it gets canceled. This game, whoever made this game, does not deserve anyone's money.
I believe it was Activision.
Yeah, I should have assumed.
I believe. I can't confirm that. I can go look it up right now, real quick, though.
Congratulations, everybody! There's your Blizzard news.
There's your Blizzard news. Tony Hawk HD sucks. The Wii U is getting its own dedicated internet browser. Yay!
Is it called Opera?
No, by dedicated, I actually mean it's the Wii U internet browser. It's being made by a company specifically for the Wii U. And from what I can tell, it's actually the best internet browser a dedicated gaming machine has ever had. And it's almost as good as Internet Explorer, which is kind of creepy, but because it's,
Okay, just real quickly, though, the Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD, developed by Robomoto and published by, of course, Activision.
Damn it, Activision. But things to note about this internet browser: no plugin support. So you're gonna, if you like your ad blocker, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get Flash. You're not going to get Shockwave. It's all the fun things about internet. Like this is purely for looking at text, and seeing pictures, because you're not going to be able to go to YouTube or anything like that unless they're building Flash in, which I have not seen anything to show that that would be the case.
They better build Flash in. People need to look at their porn on their freaking Wii U, damn it.
They better, because I mean, YouTube and stuff. People actually, hey, when I used internet on Wii, I would go to like YouTube, whatever. It wasn't very good, but people, if they're going to get internet, if they want to do internet on their console or whatnot, they want to do a lot of the same stuff they do on their computer. You don't offer that, then what's the point? Especially since you have this tablet.
Yep. And obviously, there's going to be no saving or uploading of images. So if you get a screenshot you think is awesome, you're going to have to put it on a memory card, flash drive, whatever, and take that to your computer and upload it. So I think they kind of missed the point. But
yeah,
there might
Nintendo,
be a patch in the future.
Nintendo, are you seriously not getting what the whole point of your system is?
It prints money. It prints money.
That was the DS. It's still printing money. They got a license from every country in the world.
It is the best. I had words and they left me.
It's the best handheld you can have. This side of freaking,
I was basically saying it's the best counterfeiting tool ever.
Yep, at least for Nintendo. It only works for them or people who manage to steal copies of DSs and sell them. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. What the crap?
Yeah, Sony seems to be recovering financially, though they are still seeing lower sales. But good news for all of you is PlayStation 4 dev kits are out, which, given that they haven't announced or shown much of the PlayStation 4 hardware, this actually kind of makes me feel that they're actually trying to get good launch games out.
E3 2013, E3 2013, E3 2013. Gotta go now.
Hopefully the PS4 is
to the dumpster.
Hopefully the PS4 is covering everything, doing everything we said it needs to do.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we have those in the past. We'll cover it next year as well. Yeah, like I said, I hope they're getting games made for the PlayStation 4 launch, because they really need those. The game companies have got to figure out that the launch lineup is really important for getting people to adopt your system early, because that's when they're going to be paying the most they will ever pay for your console. So
I just had a freaking brainstorm. I'll have to wait till after the podcast to explain it. Damn it!
Write it down. Write it down.
Why'd you mention it? Now
Because-
all the viewers are curious.
Yes, I know. We might be able to work. That's what I want to do. I want to keep them curious.
It's probably something like Eddie's going to strip after the podcast. You probably don't want to know about it.
Are you sure I'm not already stripped, my good sir?
We're supposed to have
Moving
clothes on. Yeah, moving on. Rockstar has won the court case. It was a lawsuit by former Cypress Hill backup singer. He was alleging that they stole his likeness for San Andreas, and he obviously couldn't prove this. I actually think this might have been an idiot corner, but it's just funny. It's like, oh, that guy kind of looks like me. I'm going to sue them because he kind of looks like me.
Said by every person everywhere.
Yeah, I should start suing things for games that look like me. What's that? I'll go straight to George Lucas himself. He kind of looks like me. I'm gonna sue him.
Are you kidding? George Lucas doesn't have blue hair.
Blue hair.
Speaking of blue hair.
Speaking of blue hair, Sonic the Hedgehog. No. Damn it, Eddie.
Yep.
The Sega business plan, they changed their business plan to make fewer games, so they're having lower revenue than even they expected now, so they're kind of hurting, but hopefully in the future this means that Sega will even out from their skydive and start to have some good games, or at least games worth buying. I'll take that. I'll start with taking that. Just give me a Sonic game that's worth the money.
Yeah,
I don't even want it to be great.
my suggestion is you have a lot of franchises. I'm not saying look into working on those franchise all those franchises, but arguably you have enough franchise to start. Only I think the only company that has more franchises than Sega is Nintendo. Notable franchises at least. But Sega does have, their Sonic series, which, the games they've been improving the games since the series fell off a cliff in 2006. They've been trying to get the series back on track. Would it really hurt them to put out a new Knights game? The last Knights game we got was for the Wii, and it's really not. It's really a series that hasn't seen a lot of game coverage. It could be interesting. Why not a new Billy Hatcher game? I know that the game didn't do so well on the GameCube, but a lot of people who play the game say that it was a fine platformer. It was an incredibly fun platformer. It was putting Blue Hedgehog to shame. Just a lot of people kind of got turned away from it because of, I'm just going to call it the Wind Waker effect. If it looks cute, people don't think it's good.
I play Animal Crossing, good sir.
Exactly. I hate to say that. It's one of those things to where that does come
I think
into
it depends
effect.
on the aesthetics. There's
Yeah.
like previous Zelda game, like Animal Crossing, people accept because it was new, it was cute, awesome. Um, Wind Waker, though, they previously had Ocarina of Time, which
Majora's Mask, yeah.
yeah, they had a look to them, and then they did Wind Waker, and I think a lot of people kind of felt betrayed because they were trying to be artsy, and I've seen Wind Waker. It looks nice, but it is so different that I can see how it would be jarring.
It does look nice, but I will say that the two Zelda games released on the GameCube is the better one. The other one being Twilight Princess.
I will argue that one because I like Twilight Princess, but then again, I haven't actually played Wind Waker, so I'll have to give it a shot.
I enjoyed Twilight Princess and I enjoyed Wind Waker, but then again, I'm a Zelda fanboy, so yeah, I'm gonna enjoy both of them.
I'm not. I probably will not enjoy Wind Waker at all.
You never know.
A lot of people have said that it has a very distinct Zelda feel. It's different in feel than some of the other ones, but it felt very Zelda-like. I think a lot of the big complaints is traversing
That's why I
the
like
ocean.
Twilight Princess. It didn't feel like any Zelda game I'd ever played.
It
kind of felt
shorter.
like Devil May Cry Zelda edition.
It looks beautiful. It plays great. I'm just going to put it down to this. Looks
hey,
beautiful.
Nintendo,
Plays
actually
great.
take that idea. Make a Zelda game with Devil May Cry aspects. You can have that one. You don't have to pay me. Just make the game.
No.
You don't want those combo systems inside of the with the puzzles. That sounds awesome to me.
Don't think it would work or mess with the formula too much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'd have to add a gun.
Wind Waker has the best overall soundtrack of any Zelda game.
That and you'd have to find a way for Link to get impaled on his own sword.
Take that one doing with you, Barry Buddy. Because I enjoyed A Link to the Past a lot, and I enjoyed Ocarina of Times a lot. So
I enjoy theirs too. I'm actually going to say that they have the most iconic music of the Zelda series. But I'm talking about best overall soundtrack. I think it goes to Wind Waker. I would not mind getting the Wind Waker soundtrack and just popping in and listening to the whole Wind Waker soundtrack.
Obviously, neither of you have played Link's Awakening.
I played Link's Awakening. It has the Ballad of the Windfish, which is awesome. But I'm talking about when you're looking at a soundtrack overall.
I love the entire soundtrack of Link's Awakening.
Yeah. I have the entire Link's Awakening soundtrack, but if I was going to take this entire game's soundtrack and just that's all I listen to, I don't think I'd listen to the entire Link's Awakening soundtrack. I don't think I'd do the same for Link to the Past or the entirety of Ocarina of Time. I listen to certain songs, but the entirety of the soundtrack, I don't think so.
New rule in Kazakhstan, we call Ocarina of Time Oot.
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 And I don't know why we're talking about Nintendo when it's supposed to be Sega. Anyway, Billy hatching the giant egg. People thought,
Make him hatch the giant egg, damn it.
yeah,
You
kid
just sit
and
on it the entire game.
little kid in rooster suit. I think a lot of people were turned off by it, and I remember playing a little bit of it. It's a fun game. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel. You have Jin put out the idea of, Sega. It'd be a good time to revive Golden Axe.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of games in that Gauntlet Golden Axe style. I think it's the time for that franchise to return.
Or for heaven's sake, just
if not,
revive
just to
anything
test
that
the
you
water.
have.
And here's one for me. Sega, what are you doing with your Shining series? I know the last few titles you have not even put out in America. And here's the thing. I understand you've been keeping it alive. I understand it's the only RPG franchise that you own, Sega. But ever since you took the reins after the Sega Saturn years, you've never had a clue where you've been going with the overall series. So either sit down and assess what people liked about the Shining series in the first place, or go back and beg Camelot to come back and make games for the series again. I want my Shining
King
Force
Arthur
4.
will sign them himself with a stamp from Excalibur.
I want my Shining Force 4.
Or hell,
Camelot's
just
not
give
doing
it-
another Golden Sun game. I'm sure they'll do a Shining game.
Speaking of a company that needs to assess its standards, BioWare is releasing a 3-game Mass Effect bundle. BioWare, we've already mentioned this. You pissed people off. How many people do you think are going to buy a 3-game bundle of a series that they've heard has an unsatisfying ending? This is not a good idea. I honestly think at this point they are ripping the wound open to rub salt in it.
I think this is almost becoming like our Blizzard news is we have Blizzard news and then we have somewhere else in the podcast more on the fall of BioWare right after this.
Right after these messages, BioWare is going down like the Titanic. At this point, I honestly think if we're going with the James Cameron movie, the ship is heading into the water and has just broken in half.
Oh, wait a minute. Wrong James Cameron movie. I was thinking Terminator.
Have to give them at least a little bit of prop for at least making the second game really good. The third game, you could have, not pissed your fan base off with.
The third game, they Christopher Nolan did.
Yeah, they shipped it in on that one. Y'all just got Nolaned.
Yeah, there's, like I said, we've said in the past, they're still getting that true ending DLC out next March, but that will be a full year. Like back in March when the game first came out, we were like, okay, maybe we'll have the true ending by the end of the month. Maybe we'll have it by the beginning of the summer. Maybe we'll have it by the end of the summer. Now, we'll have it a full year after game's release. This is not good form. This is not how you make a game. This is bullshit.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where you can't do that to your fan base. You can't alienate them that much, you freaking morons. I still love them for freaking Mass Effect 2. It was really good. I haven't started Mass Effect 3 yet because I've got so many other fucking games to play. Yeah.
Might as well not start it until the true ending DLC is. I'll keep it simple. I'm going to buy the true ending DLC. I'll beat it, and I'll tell you if it's fucking worth it. It's probably just going to be the same ending, except now there's just a bunch of middle fingers as the credits roll.
They now have an ending where the explosion. Now have an ending where well, it's not ending, but they have so many endings now that the explosion in every ending, the explosion for the endings
entire
is
rainbow.
The entire rainbow, as you have the entire rainbow of explosions for all these endings. It's the same ending, but we're just going to make different colors.
And Michael Bay just beats off the entire time.
Michael Bay's like, I could have done this the first time.
And you've got a remixed theme song playing. BioWare, fuck yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of people beating off, every character you meet in Hitman Absolution is said to play an important part in the story, and I think this is a bad idea because, it kind of ruins it when you walk up to something and automatically, or walk up to someone and automatically know this is an important person. That's kind
Yeah,
of what I liked about, say, the Fallout series. You, unless you've played the game before, you don't know if this person is important or not. This is another person. This is how the real world works. Unless they're on TV, like if you ran into Barack Obama before he was president, now if you ran into him, you'd probably get shot by Secret Service. But
yeah.
let's say there weren't Secret Service. You run into him, he says sorry, you say sorry, and you don't know you just ran into the president. Whereas in the Hitman Absolution world, you just run into him, you're like, okay, I don't know who he is, but there's a good chance he's the president.
Mm-hmm. Or someone of that important magnitude.
And then you get shot by Secret Service, except this guy has a barcode on the back of his head. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. It's just me. I mean, it's interesting, sure, but like if they were trying to make every character fleshed out, that would be cool. But making every character important to the story,
Yeah,
Hey, look,
no.
seems
there's
to
a
me like someone
mailman.
just wanking themselves in our face for a couple hours.
And you really didn't have to tell people that, oh, hey, every character you meet is going to be important. You just make it to where that is, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know everybody was going to be so important.
Hey, look, there's a mailman. I wonder what he's going to do. Oh, he's
Oh,
just
look, and
delivering this
you get to,
package. Oh, it just blew up that building. So that's his role.
oh, look, and you get to be an important character, and you get to be an important character. Everybody gets to be an important character.
And you get some importance, and you get some importance. Everybody out in the audience, look under your seat. You're now important.
That is the running gag of this freaking episode.
Everyone is important. All right, I'm going to pose a question with the Halo 4 launch on the very cusp of being here.
Mm-hmm.
Are we actually going to know if this game is good or not? Given how much people are jerking this game off when it comes to like their Forward Unto Dawn series, and you got all the people like waiting for this game, and if this game is bad, are those people actually going to be able to admit it to themselves?
I
If it's
hope
bad,
that I hope they're the type of fan that was like we're like us comic book fanboys before the Dark Knight movie, who were actually now able to say yeah we were able to say yeah it wasn't great, but I'm not sure. What do you think, Eddie?
it's one of those things where right now I do know that it's also this game is being played and being streamed at MLG Dallas. So there are people who are being able to sit in and watch other people play Halo 4 before it gets dropped on Tuesday.
Oh, great! Now everything's going to be spoiled before we even play it. Before we even
Oh,
get to play it. Thanks a lot.
Oh my
it's
god,
spoiled.
what is there to spoil? Let's see, there's Cortana, there's Master Chief, there's things to shoot, bang bang bang, set up for another game, done. I spoiled it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a
That's
joke.
what-
Go with
that's
it. I don't
know,
play
I-
Halo. What are you talking about?
I know. But they do have there was some kind of story things that have been released a few weeks ago because it was already on the market, whatever, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's one of those things to where as a whole, the Halo series and the Halo franchise on a multiplayer level has always been the midway point. When you talk about the big three shooters between Call of Duty, Gears of War, and Halo, it's been the middle ground. It's not been, too hard of a learning curve to have, and it's not as easy as a brain dead 3-year-old could pick it up and freaking just start twitching and playing it.
I think I know where you're
But-
going with that one.
Yes, I know. But it's one of those things to where
Eddie,
game is
did you have trouble picking up Halo?
no, I enjoyed picking up Halo and playing it.
Okay, there goes the brain dead 3-year-old thing.
No, that was Call of Duty. It's that easy to pick up.
And yet I had so much difficulty.
Way.
You're used to games that don't have 2 joysticks, though.
That's
Catch up.
true. But the first time I played the Halo game multiplayer, when the Halo game's
Idiot
multiplayer,
corner.
is I was trying to figure out how to do the joysticks, and they just threw me in the game. Pow! I don't know how to play. Pow! So I never really.
That's how you learn.
That's how
Get
you
out
learn,
and go,
stupid.
bitch.
Drop you in your feet. Drop you in head first. How do I do this? Fuck.
I just ran off the building.
That's how I did it.
That's how everybody learns how to play.
I got dropped into the middle of multiplayer. It's like sink or swim. Go. I don't know what I'm doing.
And I
Grenade.
sunk.
Ah.
Oh.
With this new game, if it plays to the balance that it's normally played to and not got something as stupidly fucking retarded as armor lock from Halo Reach, sure, the game will be just fine. But if you do something along the lines of armor lock from Halo Reach, you're gonna have people who are gonna get up in arms again.
I never really understood what armor lock did.
Armor lock, you punch your hand to the ground. You're now on the ground, completely invincible for a couple seconds. If a vehicle tries to run you over, it explodes. And when you pop out, if someone's near you, you'll shock their shields and remove their shield. Now, note your shield is completely up. And what annoyed a lot of people, and me as well, is the way armor lock is described. When when it's done, you shouldn't have a shield left. Your shield should be vulnerable, so that it kind of it would encourage team play. Try and save the person who's armor locking.
And get the assholes who are around him trying to shoot him and kill him.
Whereas and this led to us creating a troll tactic called whack-a-mole. We would we would go into Team Slayer, 4 of us, and we would all choose armor lock, and we would travel in a tight-knit group. And 2 people would go up front and armor lock as they were the enemy teams laying into them, with the 2 guys in the back shooting at the enemy team. And once the team realizes what's going on, they would shift their fire to the 2 in the back, where then they would armor lock. The 2 in the front would pop up, move behind, and start shooting. And it was deadly effective.
It was, and it's one of those things where I would freaking... Anytime I saw anyone doing the armor lock thing anymore, I would freaking just start... Just like, alright, I beat you down, you asshole. Even after you use your armor lock. Suck on my nuts teabag style. Punch, punch, punch over your corpse.
Well, that and once you figured it out, you could also flesh them out with a grenade pretty well. I think it was once you see someone go into armor lock, count to 4 and throw a grenade at their feet.
Yep.
They would pop out of armor lock, and then they'd get blown sky high.
Yeah,
and it's like, go ahead.
I just never knew what I did. I'm sorry. Why did people talk at the same time?
No, go ahead.
I just never understood what I did, because I mainly in Halo Reach just played the story missions, and I got armor lock a few times. It's like, I have no clue what this does. Okay, something I find useful. So
jetpacks.
Jetpacks, yes. Everything is better with jetpacks.
I actually preferred sprint.
Wait a minute, did you just... Oh, you've gotta be freaking... Sorry, I'm watching football and I just got pissed off.
This is a podcast,
I'm sitting here watching the
Eddie.
Alabama LSU game, and they just called pass interference on Alabama? When the
I'm
LSU
going to
player was doing
go out
more?
on a ledge and say that neither of us know what you're talking about.
I know, but still...
Eddie, this is a video game podcast. Most people, like us, don't really care.
Shift topics, flip.
Idiot corner, Eddie with his football.
So, Rhode Island is suing 38 studios for the $75 that it was loaned.
$75 million.
Well, you need to put the million there next time. You misplace a whole bunch of millions of dollars there. which
You
You
missed
know
the
how-
which is still better than this presidency.
All right, you've seen the room where this stuff gets typed up. It's 1,000 monkeys on 1,000 computers for about 1,000 years. It's stasis.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much Congress, right?
Yes.
You know, this explains a lot, actually. So that's where those trillions of dollars went.
Someone forgot to misplace a decimal about, I don't know, 8 to 9 fucking zeros.
So yeah, Rhode Island suing 38 studios. We've been talking about them a lot. Yeah, apparently Rhode Island lent $75 million to them so they could start up their studio. And they want it back. Now, this brings up a question for me and how the government seems to deal with lending people money. I can understand that it's taxpayer money, they want to get it back, but let me kind of explain how investment works in the real world for a normal person. You go to the stock exchange and see a company, let's say 38 Studios, and you see they need money. So you lend them some money. And say they cock up. You lose your money. That's how investment works. You take a risk, you reap from the you reap what you sow essentially. If they are successful, you are successful. If they are not, suck it. And I think Rhode Island needs to look at that and suck it. They made a risk. It's their fault for investing in a new gaming studio. That was stupid. I don't know why they did that.
Because, you know, the country was doing it. We might as well be on the same page.
Yeah, it boggles the mind because 38 studios are stupid for putting all of their cookies in one jar. Rhode Island is the people in charge of the treasury or whatever. They are stupid for thinking that this is a good idea. I mean, this to put it in perspective, I already told you. They essentially are saying that they are better than the average everyday person because they should not be holden to their screw ups. No. You fucked up. You got to make up that $75 million without screwing over the taxpayers. Go. Cut it from people's salaries. Preferably the higher up people. Like
No,
a
we
mayor.
can't do that. We're the rich people. We can't have our money being sacrificed because people made stupid decisions. Because we made stupid decisions to give them money. So no, we just take it from people who are lower on the totem pole. We
Shut
keep
up,
our
Romney.
money. We swim in it. Yeah.
Shut up, Romney.
Go do all Scrooge McDuck on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of rich people not making any sense, Romney, no, what? Obama, what? The former GameStop vice president has pled guilty to embezzling almost $2 million from GameStop, which leads me to this question. You are the vice president of GameStop. You are rich. Why are you embezzling money? And why are you embezzling such a low amount as $2 million? If that said $200 million, I would have given him a slow clap and said, well done. $2 million, he's in the idiot corner.
And the thing is, it's like you invested in a Colorado area in the United States. If you're gonna
As opposed to a
money,
Colorado
you do
area is where?
Kazakhstan.
I can't remember. I remember reading the story and sending it to you, but it's if you're gonna embezzle money like that, you idiot, you do it offshore like every other dumbass who embezzles money.
Instead of where they can get it.
Exactly. Okay, excuse me. It wasn't Colorado. It was Nevada.
Ooh, Las Vegas.
So he didn't embezzle money, he lost it. Gambling.
Salt Lake City. Oh wait, that's Utah. But yeah, so this is the cream of the crop where idiots are concerned. Because he got greedy, but he didn't get greedy enough to be commendable.
It's not the cream of the crop, man. There's people who are stupider. I promise you.
Yeah. I mean, There are people who are so greedy and so stupid. I mean, they're stupid, but they're so greedy that I can't put them in the idiot corner because at least they shot for, like Bernie Madoff. That guy's an idiot, but he got a hell of a lot of money.
Hmm.
He's a smart idiot.
There's some people who are so green and so stupid they run for president.
Exactly. Let's see. We got Barack Obama and Romney and Gary Johnson and Michelle Bachmann. I don't even think she's greedy. I think she's just that stupid. I want
In general,
everyone
I
to
don't think
remember
anybody
that.
wants this job.
There's a very small chance that she could have become the president of the United States. I think she might be the only candidate who would have made me go, well, I think I'm leaving.
Are you sure? I'm
It's like-
already
And
thinking
then
about leaving.
I'd have just hopped on the stairway to heaven.
Yeah, the candidate's like, you know what? I like Ron Paul's citizenship test now. I'll fail it on purpose.
I think I'm actually going to create Genzakistan just so I can take a patch of land, declare myself to the United Nations, and then get myself rocketed by the U.S. military.
You know what? I like Marvel Comics' idea. Captain America for president.
I'll take Hulk for president. All he does is smash. We understand his motives.